I mean, what sense is in that strategy? That strategy for me is faulty. I don't think they can amount to much with such a strategy.
Absolutely. I know that IPOB also denied responsibility. I saw a headline and I said, we will not kill our own sister. So
who did?
Exactly. So I know they denied, our responsibility for the murder of the army couple in Imo, but once again, it's just really.
So if they are not responsible for it, they must find those who are responsible, because this is hanging on them.
Exactly.
That's what it means. It's hanging on them.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, if you want to. If you want to be respected, recognized, if you feel you're obviously being sidelined, the way to go about is not through violence.
It's not hurting your own people. It's not. I mean, it's not doing that to your own people. I don't think it's sensible. I don't think it's conscionable.
Absolutely, at all. All right. Well, Charity Jones joined us this morning, and I know that this is also an area she's also very passionate about, because I know you spent some time.
Your rain story.
Exactly. Well, what is your rain story?
Let me just say how hard it was to be here this morning.
Same. It was wow.
I had to have a conversation with myself several times. Do you have to be there? Are you sure you want to come? You can call in sick.
Please don't call in sick.
Oh my God! Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good to see you.
IPOB, right? It's. I couldn't bring myself to watch. People were watching the body of the corpses, but I couldn't bring myself.
I didn't actually. I decided not to see them.
And it's just so sad. Good thing is this got the attention of the president. He's talking hard, asking the military to go out, and make sure that they get the perpetrators of this. But you guys have already pointed out to this. Maybe they do not know, and it's hard to think they do not know, but this is affecting your people. And I find this whole thing confusing, because IPOB has dissociated itself from these unknown people. So now it seems like that's another problem. You not only have IPOB, which is a terrorist group, you have another group that seems to be a subsect of IPOB, even though IPOB says they are not part of us, they're doing this of their own volition. But at the heart of it is people in the region are living in fear, they cannot go about their businesses, and it's just heartbreaking. I feel so sorry for the governors, more so for Governor Soludo, who just came in. I know this happened, I think it was Imo State, that this, was it Imo or Abia? Imo, yeah. And, well, I don't even know if I've heard anything from Uzodimma, the governor of the state, concerning this, but it's just a sad story of what the Southeast has turned into. Some people are even saying now that's the security or insecurity hotbed of Nigeria, a region that before now used to be known for how peaceful it was. So really, it's heartbreaking.
Now, like we said, the indigenous people of Biafra denied responsibility for the killing of the military couple in Imo State. Spokesperson of the group, Powerful, stated this in a statement on Wednesday. He was reacting to a statement by the military accusing IPOB of being responsible for the gruesome murder of the couple. Premium Times had reported that the couple were on their way to their wedding in the state when they were killed by unknown gunmen. Mr. Powerful, in the statement, described the accusation by the military as fallacious, while describing the killing of the couple as an abominable act and an atrocity. The IPOB spokesperson rather accused the military of being responsible for their death.
Like, I thought he was going to even say it was those other people. How can it have been the military? Just doesn't make any sense.
Their own people.
Exactly.
That gruesome manner. Way. I mean,
that's what happens when groups come out and start what they don't actually. Because for all we know, maybe it's not IPOB particularly, but what happens is you also have breakers and factions of people who are now empowered because you think you can take matters into your hands. You create other
They have created the environment for me. They
exactly
for
such to thrive.
Threaten, to terrorize their own people, and so whatever comes out of it will be something that you created. It's a ripple effect of your action. You had ordered sit out. You had ordered people should not come to work on Monday. They should all stay in their houses. You have terrorized your own people and asked them, not to obey government. What do you think will happen after that? People will take advantage of it. Splinter groups will rise up. Boko Haram started, but we don't only have Boko Haram today. We have ISWAP, you have these other groups, different factions of these terrorists. So it's going to happen. It's going to be on your table.
And I think IPOB knows, because there was a time that it posted a list of certain people that it said were responsible for the killings. I don't know if you saw that list. I think that was about 2 months ago or thereabouts. So it does know that there are some elements amongst its fold or whatever, that are going on, maybe against its orders to cause havoc. It has cancelled the sit at home. But even up till now, people still get attacked for going out on days when they're supposed to be at home. And IPOB says it is not us, it is these people. But to say this is the military that killed these people, I mean, it would have made more sense if they had said it could have been those people that we pointed out to have been. But to say it's the military just makes the nonsense of the whole, their whole denial that some people just, I don't know.
All right, well, moving on. This week as well, we saw more people throw their hats into the ring during the presidential race.
I think we saw more people this week than any other week.
Yes.
Wow, we saw Oshiomhole, Fayemi also joined.
Akpabio.
Amosu. Yeah.
Yes.
So you have them. What do I have to say about this? I said all I have to say. I said it yesterday, I said it on Wednesday, but for the opt-in time.
Is this the first time we're going to have this number?
Many,
this much interest in.
It's very.
Some people say, is it that the standard has become so low? Anybody thinks that they can be president?
I don't think so. Okay. I think there is a game. I mean, I said that yesterday. I feel that there's a game. People don't go about throwing 100 million naira, into somewhere oblivion for no reason. I don't think so. Even if you are a billionaire in dollars, I don't think you want to throw 100 million naira just for a gamble and say, I mean, just for something like that. Really, I suspect there is a game of fundraising for the party. I also suspect that there is a grand plan for a particular candidate to emerge, whom these people are going to step down for, but they need to have a say on the table.
Right.
So by the time they are coming to the table, it will be that I wanted to be president, but now that we are giving you this opportunity to be president, what is in this for me? So the ability, the power to negotiate, or the opportunity to negotiate their own interest within the government that is coming, could also be a strategy. So for me, there is a strategy, there is a game in this one. I mean, people don't just go out to drop 100 million naira, because I know a number of them can, if they sleep alone, if they stay in their own room, they know that they cannot get the ticket. For instance, I don't know how Bakari wants to get delegates that will vote for him. Is it because he speaks very well on television, or how many parties in his church? So how many party events has he been attending?
But this is not the first time.
Is he a governor?
He's had this ambition, and he's thrown his heart in the ring several other times. Maybe he feels this is the time. This is now is the time.
And vote for him. Number two, we know that it's always for the highest bidder in this game. So I mean, for him to shell out 100 million, I hope he has dollars in envelopes that is going to give delegates and maybe outpay the other people. I mean, I don't know the game. I don't know the game really.
Yeah, but it just sense that there
is a game.
Yeah.
A plan.
Just as we kind of hinted to yesterday, I feel like last there may not be the indirect primaries, because I mean, looking at that letter of withdrawal that was attached and how things are playing out, it does seem that at the end the APC might take the consensus option at the end, because there are too many people, there are too many interests, and it's going to be something of chaos, and no political party wants that at this time. So and how do you justify the emergence of a withdrawal form?
Within an interest form.
That has just made the whole dynamic more fluid. What does that signify? What's that going to lead to? How is that going to affect the end play in all of this? So I'm beginning to believe more and more that they may not be delegates getting all the monies after all. Right. I mean, if it ends up being a consensus, as that form suggests.
Delegates will get money.
Whether consensus or not,
whatever this, because it will also require that all the candidates signed up for all of these things to say that this is what we want. So if their constituents will say no, we're going all out. I don't see a Bakari stepping down for anyone. He will still want to contest. I don't see him because he feels that he can win.
Yeah.
But the party is superior. We've been telling.
We've been told for anyone.
We've been told this several times. The party's position is always superior. I mean, that is the whole reason why we saw people crying and announcing their voluntary step down at the convention.
Thank you for bringing that up. Now, in that scenario,
yes,
you kept hearing one name. My respect for Mr. President. If you listen to those speeches, many of them were saying, well, I'm stepping down now because of my respect for Mr. President. The president really seemed to be the party. I'm worried about who is the president's interest on. Who is the president focusing
kept that
on?
very secret.
That person that the president is focusing on is likely going to get that ticket.
Wow, interesting.
I'd like to see how Bola Tinubu reacts to that.
It's going to be so I mean...
No. Who told you that? Who told you that Bola Tinubu is not the president's choice? Who told you? People say...
After he's called his administration a failure.
Who told you it's not his choice? Because, okay...
It's not likely. It's not likely.
Yeah, I think
it's not likely.
It's not likely.
that
I'm just
he
saying,
is.
who told you?
Same.
I'm just saying, who told you? Who told you? I mean, they will tell you how close Amosun has been to the president even before he became the president. They'll tell you how Amechi is his poster boy.
I mean, if I was to choose anybody, I would even choose Yemi Oshibanjo, who everybody agrees should have the right of first refusal as the incumbent vice president to the current.
Some other people feel that Oshibanjo is a traitor who knew Ab initio that is a so-called benefactor is interested in this, and so he also went for it.
Yeah, that's some faction of people now. That believe that he's a betrayer.
Okay.
A lot of people want to see him thrive in that. Yeah.
And so people will say, can he extricate himself from the failure?
That's it. And I'm in that argument too. I'm
Okay.
like, yes.
All right, well, before we go on this week, I quite liked your feature, your spotlight on local government. This week,
yeah.
Oftentimes they go under the radar. We always talk about presidency, and it was quite impressive to see them also put on the hot seat, and some of the things that I heard from some of this I was listening and I was just thinking, wow.
Yeah, I mean that's
but
what's
it's
happening.
so surprising. I mean, you live in a very active local government, so maybe you can't relate. But all the local governments I've lived in, really, there's almost someone